Into the crack house. Into the crack house. Into the crack house. Into the crack house. Into the crack house.
Welcome to Fort Fritz Minisode 21. I am host Fritz alongside co-host Man Daddy.
Hi.
Kaz.
Hello.
Angela.
What's up?
And our special guest, Nadim Khan.
Hey, Nadim.
Oh, hey.
Hey, dude.
Good evening.
Can I call you Nads?
You can call me Nads.
We all call him Nads.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much for
Nads for
clarifying
everyone.
that.
That's a rad nickname.
It is.
Nads
Can I
for
get
me.
in on the Nads? I can call you Nads.
You can get in on
call
those Nads.
me. You can, yeah.
All
You
right.
can call me that if you like.
Dive in on those Nads.
I can't tell you it's obviously short for Nads, but if I told you what my real name was,
My head would explode. It would just be over.
I can't even.
Okay.
We must
Understood.
know.
Understood.
Well, now
No.
I have
I
to
mean,
know,
no.
yeah.
The secret must be maintained. I mean,
true.
obviously.
But one thing you can talk about is Nadim he's the guy around town. You see him out,
Not all that much anymore, but
but when we do see
Oh, that's
you,
not true.
that is
you
true.
are cool as shit. And when I say around town, I mean Orlando, Florida, and Central Florida. You play stand-up bass, but you also play in which bands currently?
I think I'm in 3. Well, Obliterati, I'm in Obliterati. I play drums in that, but we haven't played in quite a while. And then I'm also in the Wild Tones, which we just played in Atlanta last week, and
Love
I-
Atlanta.
it was very, very cold.
Really?
Yeah, it was
It gets surprisingly
freezing.
cold
It
up
was
there,
It does
right?
get very
yeah.
cold up there. Great
But, like,
city, though.
And
Not here.
Peach.
Artie started playing his theremin at 6 a.m,
Oh God!
but
That's
you know, it's his
really
house,
early for therapy.
his house, his rules.
Pretty spooky
Well,
sound
that's
for
true.
6
Wow.
in the morning.
Yeah. I don't know. I
And-
feel like that would feel very, like, meditative. Like, ooh.
You get to feel like a
But
wizard
when you're trying to
playing.
sleep, there's those notes they're a little piercing when you're.
I can see
Just
that.
a wee bit.
It's a really terrible way to wake up. I can see that, yeah.
You wake up dreaming about ghosts, and
Yeah.
then you open your eyes, and you're like, "I'm dead. This is what death feels like."
So yeah, he played. Artie played. He played theremin in a band, all improv band that we were in that was called Numb Right Thumb.
And that was several years ago, right?
That was quite, a very long time ago. But that's an ex band. And then, what other band do I? Oh, I play in.
This is a true musician, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
doesn't even
No,
know
no, trust me. I'm
how
not
many
a true
bands he's
nothing
in.
man. But
But true nothing.
jack of all trades, master of all
bass.
trades is not who I am. So, but what was I talking about?
Which bands are you currently in?
Oh yeah, and then I play with Roberto Aguiar, and his thing Berto. It's called Berto with Chortikoff, with Brian Chortikoff and Alan
Oh,
Cowart.
nice. Another veteran.
Yeah.
I love
So,
Brian
and I
Chortikoff.
really love playing with it. We hardly play again, so I enjoy it.
That's the thing people don't understand when when you get older, it's just harder to find the time to get together the people you want to,
Yeah.
especially when you're playing with multiple projects.
Yeah, right.
It's just a pain in the damn ass
Yeah.
to coordinate everything. You know,
It's a pain in the dick ass.
damn ass. Do you have a dick ass? Is that like
Don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're being honest here,
I must have missed a meeting or something, man.
Nadim.
Istanbul traverses
Constantinople.
continents, so the city traverses 2 continents. So
Yeah,
what we were
it's true,
talking
yeah.
about. So it's entirely possible for a human being to have that.
Of a dick ass.
It's
Yeah, it really happens. So
My man Naz is like really like that's a poignant
a dick.
poignant
A dick. Yeah, exactly.
point
Yeah.
to make. Absolutely. Yeah.
So, if you're listening out there and you're trying to get through your
Who else
SATs,
could hear this?
if one of the questions, as an analogy on your SAT is Istanbul is to, the answer is going to be dick ass. So just keep that in your coffer. Keep it under your Stetson,
A
as
ball
it were.
is a lep.
Dick
Remember,
Astinople.
a ball
Dick
is a
Astinople
lep.
used to be.
Istanbul,
That's a
Dick
tongue
Astinople.
twister.
Yeah, that is.
Dick
Yeah.
Astinople.
It's a really good, like, voice, like, exercise to do.
Yeah.
You gotta,
Watermelon.
Unique New York. I know I need unique New York.
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. The
The
Human
artist
Torch
had
was
very
denied
large
a bank
feet.
loan.
Yeah. Nadim, you also like cars, right?
Yeah, I like cars and motorcycles and
Old cars, old
old
motorcycles.
cars. Yeah, I have really no interest in anything modern.
What if it has a nice, unique personality, like a '96 Chevrolet Cavalier?
I don't think did they make. I don't think they made Cavaliers in '96.
You're out of your element, Donnie.
Yeah.
You're absolutely correct. I don't think they did.
Yeah.
So I've always wanted to ask, like a car person, what, like as not a car person, what is it about like a cool car? That,
man, is it
that it goes fast, or it can what is it about cars?
It's so across the board. Is
it like an aesthetic thing? Like if they're beautiful?
It's aesthetic. It's like I'm not into racing.
Okay.
So I don't care about racing.
Is it rarity as well? Like
rarity. I mean that's snobbery, I guess, about rarity. So that I feel guilty about having that going on. I feel like an asshole sometimes about that.
Do you
about
have
rarity being a thing? There's lots of things that there's lots of that are beautiful as well, though.
Right.
That's true.
Do you have is there like a genuinely perceived as like piece of shit car that you actually really like? Is there like a PT Cruiser or something?
No, God, no, fuck no, PT Cruiser.
Why do people show the PT Cruiser? I've never
It's so weird, wonky, wagon thing.
That's a terrible. It's hideous.
Is it the design of the car or the design of the motor?
Was designed by the same person who designed the HHR.
Yeah.
Okay, I can think of something that's really hideous that I wouldn't mind having. It's a Pontiac Aztek minivan.
Oh my gosh, my
Those are
boyfriend
pretty rad.
wants one
I would like to have one of
rad.
those.
Hey, Breaking Bad.
Walter White. No,
No.
Yes.
He has the pickup truck version though. You're talking about the minivan.
No,
right?
they didn't make a
the
pickup truck
minivan.
version.
So my grandpa,
it's a minivan.
my grandpa had an Aztec.
Yeah.
And my
Nice.
boyfriend was like, I want your grandpa's car. And I was like, what? And then my dad ended up selling it. My boyfriend was super pissed. Like, he was like, I wanted that Aztec. He loved it from Walter White.
It had really interesting camping packages because a friend of ours had one
true.
Yeah.
where like the tailgate goes down and this goes up and
Yeah.
makes a little tent that you
No
can sit
shit.
there.
Super
yeah, it had these
functional.
really cool little
Yeah.
camping packages and
Oh.
stuff. That's what it was
like I
supposed to
missed
be
out.
for like urban explorers or whatever.
So I think I have a question, Nadeem, based on what you were just talking about, how it's manifold. There's never one answer as to why you are attracted to something. Do you look at headlights, and you'll see like the two headlights on one end and the two on the other, and you go, but then you walk to the back of the car and just something stands out and you go, yeah, now that's unique. Is it something as simple as that?
No. I'll gravitate towards aspects of something, but I'm more interested in the totality of the design.
I agree.
And the elements, the elements themselves are interesting in a lot of, there's something great to be found in every piece of shit, so. But yeah, it's the totality of the thing is what I'm interested in. And there's so many subcultures. My basic first love is customs. I'm into customs where you alter something and you make it lose its identity from the way it came from the factory.
Really?
Is that like
Yeah.
like the pimps get the cool they get like a Chrysler or whatever and make it look like a
Yeah,
Rolls Royce?
That's something that's a complete that's not customization though.
That's just like
that's
getting
pretense.
wonky.
That's
that's pretense. Yes.
That's like plastic
Yeah.
surgery. Like, you
that's-
got a whole new nose, you're nothing now.
It's plastic surgery. Yeah, right.
Don't even recognize you.
Like, who are you?
Who the fuck are
like
you?
Meg Ryan, you're like, I don't even know you anymore.
Oh yeah, no, she looks way different now.
Yeah, way different. Poor thing.
Were you always into cars, or did you get
always.
into it? Oh, it was just always there.
Always. It's never not been there. I can't think of. I don't know why. Because there's nobody in my family can fix anything. They can't change light bulbs or batteries or anything.
See, now that's the kind of shit that I'm always fascinated to, because people will sometimes say I never belonged in my family.
Yeah.
And then some people are like, yeah, I fit right in, and then like I'm thinking of like reincarnation, like shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's interesting.
I don't know. What, like, do you like domestic or foreign, or like what's your...
Oh no, it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
I agree.
I absolutely love Japanese cars.
Okay.
There's if I could have any car in the world, it would be a 1967 Toyota 2000 GT.
Ooh,
Why
okay.
is it?
Could you be more specific?
I think it was Dr. No. It was one of the early James Bond movies, and
Ooh.
there was one in that, and they had to cut the roof off of it because Sean Connery couldn't fit inside it.
Yes,
What is
it was
it?
too mighty.
What does it look
manliness
like?
was
Too
too
much
much
Bond.
to
It
be
looks like
contained
a
by a Japanese
smaller-
car.
Smaller Jaguar XKE, but it's got very advanced twin overhead camshaft, 6-cylinder engine.
So these
designed
are
by
performance-
Yamaha. It was a performance car. It's worth just a ridiculous amount of money now.
Interesting.
Are you
over $1
about
million.
the driving fast, or are you just about the performance of the vehicle? Do you like the acceleration?
No, I don't drive particularly fast. I drive like grandma, basically. Yeah, having said that, we had our drag show a couple of weeks ago, and I went up and down the drag strip a bunch of times, and I enjoyed it. I
bet
thoroughly
that was
enjoyed
fun.
it.
I heard you were doing a drag show, but I thought something completely different.
No, this is actually,
Well, I know the
vintage
guy, so I
drag.
mean, I assumed.
Right.
So, kind of going back to the family thing, my dad has always like driven BMWs,
Right.
like 80s BMWs. So my first car was an 87 325. And I
Yeah, my
love
brother's got his still from '84. He's still, to this day, he has it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Like
Is it a 33-year-old car?
It's pretty old.
I was
It's
pretty much the
convertible
same
too,
age
yeah.
as my car when I was driving it, which
Wow.
but I loved it. And I actually the starter broke, so I used to have to hotwire my car all the time.
Nice.
That's so
That is-
awesome.
All right.
That
So, yeah,
is
like, all right.
The battery,
assed thing.
The battery was
Every
in the
day you went on,
trunk.
you think you're stealing it.
so like the battery was in
You're
the
like, shut
trunk.
the fuck up, dude.
I can't tell you how many times guys were like, "Whoa," because I was like, "Oh, my car won't start." And I would like put the wire on the starter and then go to the battery and like boop, and I would start my car. I'm like, "All right, going to Target," and they're like, "What the hell just?"
So this is exactly why we love Angela.
Did you notice
And
I steal
also,
cars?
whenever
At least
Angela-
old ones.
Whenever you drive, Angela, you drive and your boyfriend rides with you, pretty much.
Totally.
No shit.
Thank you.
Also,
You're the driver.
I
Sounds
do
awesome.
not drive
Right?
like a
She
grandma.
Telling the truth?
What
Yes.
is this?
That's a dream world.
Sure about this.
She can also
I
breathe fire.
can
Nadim.
breathe fire.
Yeah.
And I drive like a race car driver. Like,
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. It's starting to sound way
Really?
worse.
So
Wow.
I'm really not that bad. Like I'm not like a
Well, no,
jerk.
the race car
but-
drivers are not bad drivers. That's why they're
That's why
I'm
they're
very-
professional. They get
Yeah.
paid to
Jump
do
the
it.
right turn.
That's why
Exactly.
they're race car drivers.
But like I got 4 speeding tickets within like my first 2 years of driving. Like I was
that's
just
not
like
good.
I gotta go, like super. And I've only driven German cars. I've only had Volkswagens and BMWs, and
Right.
I just recently got a Fiat. So that was really weird. I was like super German car snob
I have
for a long
been-
time.
Fix it again, Tony.
Yeah, that's what. You know what's funny is that a homeless guy said that to me, and I was like, "You don't even have a house. Why are you making fun of my car?"
oh shit!
Shit.
Throwing down snaps on the homeless. That's how Angela rolls.
I like gave him $1.
Just like a bunch of her homies come out and they're like, oh, shit, you just roasted the homeless guy.
Gave him $1, and then he like totally like made fun of my car, and I was
I mean,
like,
he was probably
"Wait a
trying to be
minute."
folksy, and he's like homeless, so he doesn't get like a lot of opportunities.
He was
to
also
do
wearing
that.
a cat shirt. It had like beautiful
Oh,
blue eyes, and I was like,
shit.
"I got cats," and then he
All right.
like totally disrespected my
Yeah,
car.
this dude seems like he was misreading the situation completely.
I have a story about car customization.
Let's hear it.
In the old days, you could park on the weekends in front of on Orange Avenue, and we used to go down there and basically just make fun of people. And there was one time I was looking at this car, some shitty Japanese car that had been customized with what looked like aluminum siding.
Do you mind if I jump in?
Yeah. Jump in, yeah, of course.
Which decade was this?
This is in the 90s. This
Okay.
is in
Okay.
the mid 90s, and
So 10 years ago.
so I was just basically laughing at this thing. It just looked like he had taken a bunch of aluminum siding and just screwed it on,
Like
a
from
body
like a
kit.
trailer, like the rippled like aluminum
yeah,
siding?
from Home Depot. Just bought it and just.
Maybe he's going into battle with
Right, it
Negan.
sounds like
Wow.
armored, exactly like Walking Dead. Holy
And
shit.
so anyway, I'm laughing at this, and then this fella comes up and he's looking at me, laughing at it, and he has a look on his face of like, "What? Why are you laughing?" And it was his car. It was and
Just straight to the dude's face.
No, I didn't realize it was his car. I had no idea it was his car. And
punk
then
rock as
and
fuck.
then he's looking at me and.
I mean, like, come on, like the dude knows at this point. Like
He
like,
doesn't know. He absolutely had no idea. He thought he thought he had done something really clever.
Wow.
He had found clever uses for things that normally belong on the side of houses,
And you were just like
and saved them.
I am here to let you know that no.
raining on his parade.
fantastic.
The road to uniqueness is paved through many stores.
yeah,
At
exactly.
Dollar General, there's things that you can find at Dollar General that can be used.
Dollar General's good, but Dollar Tree is like that's a creepy place because everything. That's one of those everything.
Dollar Tree is everything.
So you get everything's in a smaller,
weird.
weird size. Like the shaving cream is just $1. With the
Didn't you
shaving
like
cream.
almost get in a fight at a dollar store?
Oh yeah. I was going to fight with
remember that.
with some women because
Women, that's
with
great.
some
Yeah,
women.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes to fight with anyone.
man, Daddy likes to
I'm
fight
like
women
Andy,
at
I'm the
dollar
new Andy
stores.
Kaufman. I'm ready to
Equal
take him down.
opportunity offender.
What else are you gonna do with a bunch of singles? You know?
Thank you.
Bang!
But no, this chick kicked over an entire display.
Is that
Lot of anger.
inappropriate?
And,
That's a
and I
lot
was
of
like,
anger. Lot
well,
of anger.
now you're breaking the law. And her friend just gets in my face going, you can't say anything to her. And I'm like, yeah, I can. She just broke the law. And she's just started yelling. I'm like, just call the cops, please. This is going, I mean, who gets in a fight at a Dollar Tree? Me.
I feel like the Dollar Tree is the appropriate place if you're going to get into a fight to break out some fucking wrestling moves. Like
Yeah,
you should
you're
have
not
like thrown
Oh,
like
for
a
sure.
like
Yeah.
a power bomb off or something. Like
That would be
And
totally
still only
fine.
whack like, $12 worth of merchandise.
My
You
friend,
know, throw them into a cabinet. No, that's like $8. You're fine.
Have you guys been to a Five Below?
I'm dying to.
Oh, that's a great store.
sounds chilly.
Sounds like
Well,
my
you
price
do,
range.
But Five Below is just like a store where you buy things that are like $5 and below.
I can totally see Nadim just walking in with like an open, like a not like a Tommy Bahama, but just like this like open shirt with his like wife beater and like swim trunks and tall socks.
I did used to enjoy getting dressed up.
Oh hell yeah!
Yep.
That was one of my favorite things in the world.
I've seen you. I've seen you in fancy dress.
Yeah.
Do you guys do Dapper? What's the Disney
Dapper Days.
Dapper
My
Day.
daughter does Dapper
Oh,
Days.
I-
Sophia does.
I've
Yeah, she
always
does.
wanted to.
I'm Diaper Days is the thing that you really don't want to.
Diaper
Diaper
days?
Days.
Diaper Days is
No.
Sponsored by Depends.
which is actually every day at the Villages.
Oh.
That just fell down. I don't know what that was, but I'm
fine.
sorry. I
Oh,
apologize.
it's not your
It's a
fault.
coffin spooky. Like a
Yeah, we
candelabra.
got through in spooky shit. We haven't talked about that. Ooh, the dead walk. Okay, whatever.
To go back to the spooky paranormal, there is a reason that you're over.
That's
Other than how
that
fucking
was
much
what
you
the
rock.
communication was about yesterday.
Nads reached out to me and said, this thing happened to me. We got to talking. I thought it was compelling, at least enough to have someone who can come over. We can talk shit, talk about Central Florida music and also cars. And later on, we got to talk about the 72 Camaro. But
Yeah, that
we
thing
started
is
talking
amazing.
about a supernatural event that happened to him. And I'd like to just have you tell us about it.
Okay.
Some backstory.
This was on November the 10th. There's a yearly motorcycle rally called the Tarball Run.
November the 10th, like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, just
this
a couple
is
of
fresh.
Yeah, it's
I
absolutely
didn't know this was fresh. I thought it was
no,
okay.
this just happened.
Okay.
And
I'm excited.
we all get together. It's basically a sausage fest, is what it is.
Right? Been there, done
There's
that.
a couple of girls, and it's
Not proud of it, but I've done it.
they're there. I don't know why, but anyway. They've been
Ladies,
walking-
don't wanna
sausage
be.
fest.
Yeah,
It's
so-
a sausage. Exactly.
It's
Thank you,
dudes,
Angela.
it's dudes, it's all dudes.
Are you kidding me? You just said sausage fest, right?
But anyway, if you guys have ever been to Yeehaw Junction, there's a place over there called
have.
the Desert Inn.
Yes. Yes.
And it's at the intersection of three major roads that they're not major roads. But these are
very
highways.
minor.
three roads, and it's just a hop, skip, and a jump off of the turnpike. About 70, 80 miles south of here. And so we were camping over there behind there, and now it's opened up again. This place has been there probably since the 1800s.
Really?
And this building is now the one that occupies that space has been there since 1920, I believe. It opens and closes. And currently it's open, and it's open as a restaurant only. And they have the most horrible singer in the world over there that's worth every bit of driving down there to go see. And he sings in front of an Indian family, a stuffed American Indian family.
Okay.
Dummies.
Ooh.
And he basically sings along with that's not part of the story, but I'm going off on a
But
tangent.
it
color
is.
I need to know.
Yeah.
This is
And
part of the story.
a few items on the menu. I had Caesar salad and the best fried green tomatoes I've ever had in my life. And
I
my
bet
friend
that's
said
good
they
at
had the
Desert
best.
Inn.
They
Yeah.
had the best hamburgers ever that
I
he's
think
ever
my
had.
parents had pie there once.
So
I think
it's-
that pie, yeah.
Is it a place that's known for its like restaurant or like eatery?
It's
Is
not
that
known for anything. I think it's really
old?
it's very old, and it's
Something
not
to
a
do.
destination. It's going to become a destination.
After this.
Not necessarily because it's really a pretty special place.
We
It's
gotta go
actually
check it
a
out,
piece
guys.
of old
No,
Florida.
I
You've
really
got to go.
want to do field trips.
But
We should, right?
anyway,
Gotta go.
the manager
I'm
of the
down, for
place
sure.
said, you guys spent a lot of money this weekend, and I'm going to take you upstairs.
Ooh.
And
Okay.
he goes, we don't know. That was open as a museum one time. This place is was a whorehouse.
Ooh.
And it was operating until 1973 as a whorehouse.
I mean, that makes sense. That is such a rural area. 1973 Florida.
Oh,
no
there's
one knows
nothing
what's
there.
going
There's
on.
2 gas stations
Yeah.
and there's nothing else
Yeah.
there. Nothing.
No one's
The
paying
best little
attention to
whorehouse
what's
in
going
Yukon
on.
Junction.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're walking through all these rooms, and they're little rooms that were rented out as a hotel. It was also a hotel, and they're full of just amazing stuff, meat slicers and peanut vending machines and things. What?
Nothing goes to the whorehouse like a meat slicer.
Yeah, I mean, there's
This is awesome whorehouse. He's
It's like a whorehouse run by Rob Zombie.
Right, exactly.
Meat slicer.
and
Oh,
peanut vending machines. So this is like you're getting the like nutritious meal at this whorehouse.
you
All right,
get
go
like
ahead.
If that's a
charcuterie.
nutritious meal, we need to talk.
Meat and nuts.
well, I know boiled peanuts are
That is-
some of my
Oh, hell
favorite,
yeah.
favorite
Yeah.
That
things
is
in the
like
world.
that is a
Fucking vending
charcuterie.
machine
That's
that
amazing.
Spits out
Thank you.
boiled peanuts.
And meat.
They call that.
And
They
hookers.
call
apparently.
that Southern
great place.
caviar, I believe, is what they call boiled peanuts.
Whoa.
Southern
Ooh,
caviar. I can
nice.
see that.
Ugh.
So anyway, so we are up there, and there's one room that looks like a whorehouse. I mean, it's a larger room, and there's a swing hanging from the
Oh.
ceiling,
Oh god, that's
and it's
creepy.
all
Very
red button
forward.
button velvet.
Why do they
There was
still have, like,
there was an amazing portrait in one of the. I have all these photographs as well that I'm going to share with you. So this was about 9:30 at night, and then I'm in this room, and all of a sudden this thing goes across the room.
What?
Oh.
like
Where?
a shadow.
It's not a shadow. It was it was illuminated,
What?
Oh shit.
and it was basically round.
Like an orb.
It was like an orb, but it was moving.
Where?
It was moving right in the room, and I immediately said, "Did you see that?"
Really?
And my buddy who I rode up with was like, "Nads, he's fucking with us," and nobody believed me. Not one person believed me.
Dark
Really?
room, well lit room.
No, the room was well lit.
Wow.
The room was well lit.
But you immediately saw that and thought to yourself, that was odd, and then you tried to
And
get...
I'm a skeptic.
a
I'm a
second party
complete
to-
non-believer.
Well, yeah, but like, if you see something, you want to make sure that you see it and no one else saw it. That's what you're saying?
Nobody saw it.
Like, where was it in the
Interesting.
room? Like, how high up was it?
It was in the middle of the room.
Okay.
It's almost impossible to say whether it was in front of me or
Like, how
whether it was
big would
within
it
me.
be?
It had a size,
Okay.
for sure, but I don't know, maybe 5 feet across.
What?
Whoa, that's substantially
Yeah,
That's
large.
a
maybe-
big orb.
That maybe 5 feet. And
What?
so
Did it move in
how
a
quick?
lateral
What was
motion?
it moved laterally. It moved literally
Very
laterally
aggressive.
across the room.
Left to right?
Whoa.
and then just
It
Could
went,
you imagine
yes, it
that?
went
Just
from
like-
my left to my right.
From your left to your... to
Where
your-
if the room is over here, the windows are over there, the swing is over there, it went like this.
Oh.
So from your left to your right.
From my left to my right.
Interesting.
and so this wasn't your hotel room. This is a room that you
This
were
is a
brought
room
to.
that
With a
this is a
swing
room
fuck
that
chair.
this is a room.
a fuck swing.
This is
a
what
room
they
that
brought them into.
Yeah, he took us up there.
Yeah, so this was something that used to be the museum of the hotel.
It was the museum. It was the hotel, and then for a short time, it's on the historic register now. It's been preserved. They have intentions of opening up as a museum again, but I
With
mean,
the
I don't
fuck
see
chair
how.
intact?
But I'm not sure how they can do it because the building is very, very fragile.
Really?
They've got tables from like Sonny's Real Pit Barbecue over there.
What?
You know, they just, I mean,
Yeah, it makes it
there's just
fly.
surplus stuff that whatever they found, they just used it. You
It's
know,
a table.
it's a table.
It's a table.
So anyway, this is not the end of the story. So there,
That would be a lame ass story if it was.
No, it would be awesome. Shit, like a fucking giant orb.
No, but if
full of
they
something.
ended with the tales of barbecue
Fuck
tables.
swing,
yeah,
barbecue tables, like a giant
And then the
orb.
last thing we saw were these tables from an old barbecue restaurant. Ooh.
They didn't even have.
So
their
you know,
own
I'm
tables.
talking about Sonny's
agree.
Real Pit Barbecue. You know those tent signs that they put up on the tables.
Yeah.
If you take them out, usually on the other side it's just white. So I went to Sonny's one time and I put my own menu items on there.
Nice. That's prolific.
And
I
one
like
of
that.
the things that I put on there, I just did it very crudely with ballpoint pen, and it said, "Tuesdays eat your own child's head's weight in coleslaw night." And
And you know someone was ready to line their kid up. Get on the scale, Jimmy.
And there was another one. It was, have you tried our new 12-inch ostrich sub? Then I called it the other flightless meat. But that's not part of the story at all. But anyway,
but it's so good.
So at this point, with all these naysayers around me, I said, okay, that was a truck, and it was truck lights.
Was it really?
That's what I convinced myself. I convinced myself that, okay,
so it's
because it's just truck lights, and there was trucks going through there all night long.
What else happened?
Constantly. We go back 10 minutes after we got back that a friend of mine, Richard, came up to me and said, take a look at these photographs. He was in the room with me. We were all in the room together.
Is this still the same fuck swing room?
It's the Fox Swing room.
Okay.
And Fox Swing. I thought you said Fox Swing.
Fuck swing.
Oh, Fox Swing. Yeah.
Could be both. Could be either. Whatever. Oh, shit. Are we dead?
Oh, shit.
We lost power there for a little bit. I think the generators have kicked in here at the fort.
Yeah,
and we can get back into Nadim's story about the Desert Inn out the Yeehaw Junction Way. And so you saw some orbs. You saw a big scary orb, actually, one rather large orb, almost to a 5-foot radius, you said. And so we all got to take a look, a gander at these photographs and thoughts. What do you think of the photos?
Well, you definitely see something in there. You definitely feel some energy in those photos.
It has a very Silent Hill-y sort of vibe, right?
Yeah,
like
it's
the
very
whole
creepy.
Silent Hill is a video game.
Like
turned,
Heaven Hill, that Heaven Hill, the cheap whiskey.
Sounds like way worse. Actually, if it's cheap, if it's cheap whiskey, it's probably similar. But no, Silent Hill is like a hellish story, basically about like an alternate hell that descends on these
breaks
towns.
into the real world in a foggy town.
Right. So like normal sort of mundane areas become these very like sinister, hellish areas. And that has a very like Silent Hill vibe. Everything's sort of dilapidated and broken down. And
so pretty much Yeehaw Junction.
Yeah.
So in one of Nad's photos, there's this brown streak, almost in a sickle shape, moving, like he said, left or right in one of his photos. In the photos of your friend
Richard,
it's almost like this kind of thumbprint of white and brown and gray in each of the photos, but then conspicuously not in 2 or 3 of them.
Correct.
It does move.
It's true.
It's in the same place in 2 photos, but then
right. So that was like the weird kind of like when we first saw it, it very much looks like almost something maybe stuck to the camera lens, like a dust mote or something. It's like reflecting weird light.
Possible, right?
It's very perfectly defined round edges on it, right? And then so there's like 4 photographs where it's really pronounced. The first 2, it's in the bottom left, and it's in a very similar spot. The second 2, it's in the top right. But the difference with the second 2 is that the camera seems to have like. There's a very definite sort of shift left.
Yeah, it was like
the
horizontal to vertical kind of thing.
Correct.
So maybe,
Well, it's just a different angle in the room totally. So like the light source is the same. It's the same room. The light source is the same. We're assuming the flash is the same.
Oh, I never thought of that.
And yet, you can actually there's a cool reflection on the back window. I guess we're going to get to see these pictures on the Facebook. So
yeah.
On this particular picture, there's a reflection on the window that shows that the flash has gone off, and then you're seeing what could be remnants of the flash in the top right. But again, when it moves left, it's in the exact same spot. The flash is in a different spot. The lighting is the same, but that orb is in the same spot, same definition. And it just seems kind of strange that in every, with a weird light source thing, if you changed direction or you changed where you were standing in the room, all that shit would, move around on the picture. And in this, it doesn't. It appears to like be sort of stuck there.
Cat's got this photographic evidence on lockdown, man.
Right. I was like
deep
very
into this shit. I mean, I like just
impressed by that.
Zoom in, enhance. Zoom in, enhance.
I watched a lot of Aliens before I came. No, Predator.
Yeah. Predator.
But you totally had like
movie.
Sherlock brain. That was great.
Yeah.
I had to figure it out. I mean,
His mind palace.
Yes, the Mind Palace.
I'm not like we don't sit over here and go, oh, ghosts is spooky. Like we want to know like the real shit, right? Like I don't want to fucking
both.
Well, yeah, but like more for entertainment. Like these real ones I want to know, like for real. And again, we said it out there. Nadim, you seem like a very a credible person. Like I
you don't know me, man.
I agree with
You
him.
don't know the
Nadim,
deepest
sit
things
down.
I get up
Nadim, where did you get the
He's
knife?
getting feisty.
Put the knife down, Nadim.
to. I won't kill you.
Just
I
give me
promise.
the knife.
All
I'll just
right.
make you do things for
Just
me.
give me the knife.
What?
Thank you. Man, Daddy, what did you think?
I'm just scared about what he's going to do with that knife at this point. Now he's talking about skin and teeth, but
Same here.
just places like that always can have their own individual spirit sometimes, and where it might not even be an individual spirit. Just there's just been so much fucked up shit that's happened in that place that it's manifesting into our world, that it's just poking through the membrane of realities.
These
I like
photographs that
They're
Richard
fucking
took.
frightening.
They are. It's very terrifying.
I think my pictures are
very
more
terrifying.
frightening than his pictures. His pictures, there's nothing clear in any of my pictures.
Infinitely, right? Can we say infinitely?
Oh, yeah.
Nadim's photos are infinitely scarier than
And
your
there's-
friend Richard's.
Yeah.
And it's just an
The pacing.
accident. There was no. I don't know how to take pictures. I mean, but if this asshole is pulling a prank on me,
You heard it here first.
yeah, I mean, this is not. If it comes out that he pulled a stunt, I'll be really mad about it
Well, let us know.
because it's
We'll help you out.
Yeah.
Because
You've been paranormal.
what I saw is what I saw, and I absolutely saw it, even though I convinced myself I hadn't seen it 10 minutes after it happened.
You are a self-confessed skeptic. Like, you
I
are
am
not someone who's
total
like,
skeptic, and I mean, there's stuff that happens, but I always dismiss it,
I've always heard that like things that sort of border on the edge of what you can consider real do kind of blur that realm. So like people see things that they just aren't ready to process in their mind. There's that sort of like disassociation or kind of like disconnect with, something that you've never seen before. You can't put together why it's happening or what's happening there. Different, like early on when they were doing like levitation of, the F-18
Empire
fighter that
State.
could like
Oh,
hover and go or whatever. People
Jump
were like,
jets.
what the fuck? Yeah, exactly. Like, how is it like doing that or whatever? Like things like that. How do you
Harrier jets.
Oh, yeah.
So
points.
did you see something? Did you see perhaps an orb in your mind, and then through pop culture osmosis and just kind of like thinking about
VTOL.
Nats, he's calling
Vertical
you
takeoff and
bullshit
landing.
ass. He's-
No, I'm seeing you.
Points.
You see something,
Points on the
and
board.
your mind tries to apply what you already know to kind of explain it to you, and
Tries
maybe-
to fill in the blanks.
right, exactly.
It's like, don't go insane. Here's what's actually happening.
Right. You're not there. There is a reality here. Here's what you already know. Fill in the blanks, basically.
It's like Fox News. Fox News. It's just like, here, you have to fill in the blanks for you.
Fox swing.
Fox
Fox
swing.
swing.
Fox swing.
Fuck swing. Fuck snooze.
Was this something that that you saw, to get back with what Kaz was asking? Was this something you saw and just kind of assumed it was something, or was it just a natural what the hell was that?
It was a what the hell was that? Oh my God, I forgot to tell you about my other ghost story.
Ooh.
Oh shit! Two ghosts.
This is another one. This is with Brian McGuire. We were on a motorcycle ride. It was raining, and we went to the last resort. But anyway, it was just me and him and the bartender. And it's pouring down rain. There's literally nobody else there. And all of a sudden, I see a female figure go behind the bar. On the other side of the bar, through an open window, the whole back of the last resort is open. And I said, what the heck was that? And I said to the bartender, I just saw some woman just walk past here, and he very nonchalantly said, that's Eileen Warnos.
What?
I mean,
Yeah, that was
monster?
Monster. That was Eileen Warnos. That was one of Eileen Warnos's locals.
Oh my God!
Was the last
Wow.
resort, and this is another case that's. And I don't believe in this shit. Okay,
You really should. 'cause
I
it happens to you a
know I
lot.
should. No, this is only 2 times in probably since I was a teenager.
Wow.
But a bunch of times before that.
Right, like you might
Yeah.
be our like connection to the other world, Nadim.
But-
Like
You did like a
have a-
paranormal
you have a
vacation,
gift.
now
You
you're
have a
back
gift, man.
in.
Right,
Yeah,
and the
you're
bartender.
gonna
But this,
gift.
but this,
You
but
are
this,
clairvoyant.
this happened.
Yeah.
This happened probably this. Eileen Warnos thing happened probably 12 years ago. So that's quite a.
Is she
quite
dead?
Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
God,
she's
yeah.
dead. She was killed, and she was put to death.
They killed her for.
Oh, yeah.
I
of
didn't watch
course
the
they
movie.
executed her. Yeah,
You ever saw the movie?
No.
that's great.
Here's my standard line about that movie is it proves how far we've gone with makeup technology, where they can make a lesbian scene with Charlize Theron and Christina Ricci, and you're like, so they're like, oh, well, they're doing what? Okay, let's watch this. Oh, God.
I feel like I'd still be in.
It's still...
I don't know. Like,
give it a try?
Whatever, yeah, like whatever makeup's
Give
involved.
it that old college try.
Yeah,
It is
I'll
a great
power
movie.
through.
The bartender at the last resort was totally took it in his stride. He's
just like, that's nothing?
He said, that's nothing. He said, that's Eileen Wuornos. He said she's here all the time.
What? That's so weird.
It's
Whatever.
what it is.
Twice on Thursdays.
Yep.
It's what it is. And
This is life.
Yeah, get used to it.
This is like a
My life
perfect
now, I
example.
work with Eileen.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's my bar back. She
Yeah.
sucks. So basically, there's a lot of evil shit going down in Florida. If
Not
you're willing
necessarily
to look for it.
evil.
No, I
Nothing
wouldn't say
evil
evil.
happened.
Eileen Wuornos?
She might be.
I didn't watch the movie.
Well, no, but I mean just her in general.
she was the most
she was a-
prolific female serial killer that
She's
ever
She's a serial
existed.
killer? I thought she was the one that like killed her kids.
No, she was the most prolific
Oh,
female
shit,
serial
nice.
killer.
Yeah, she killed.
a lot.
She was a prostitute, but she killed her Johns.
Yeah.
She was a bona fide man hater.
little bit.
You haven't seen the movie?
No.
You gotta watch
I
it.
haven't either.
Ooh.
I watched it when I had pneumonia.
Fritz
I thought
movie
I was
night?
dying.
Yes.
Fort movie night?
Right,
We're
that's
gonna
right.
watch
that
Monster?
and Blazing Saddles back to back.
Oh,
Ooh.
nice.
He's never seen it.
Oh, shit.
He's never seen Blazing
What about
Saddles.
Robin Hood Men in
Blazing
Tights?
Saddles is great.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Okay.
I've got 4 hours to kill. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Nadeem, thank you so much for coming over.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm joined, as always, by co-host Man Daddy,
Bye.
Angela,
Bye.
Kaz.
Ciao.
Thank you once again, Nadeem Khan, for coming over. Round of applause.
Yes.
Thank you, Nadeem.
Thank you, sir.
And if you
See
want to
you
see
all
these
next time.
photos, go to Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Search Fort Fritz. Like us on Twitter at Fort Fritz MCT. See all these photos. Man Daddy.
Would like to thank you all very much for listening. We're going to be coming back in a little while with the next season, which is going to be really surprising. And I really like to thank Nadeem. I've known the man
Again,
for a long time.
another
He's
round of applause.
Another
Yes.
round of applause
Two
because
stories.
Fantastic.
if there was anyone could
Brought
bring
two
the
stories.
spooky, I knew it was this guy right here.
Man can set a scene, right? Like
Right.
those stories were chilling.
It's
Really?
like places I want to go, but I don't know why.
Right.
I'm drawn to them.
You guys should go to the desert and seriously. Really go
sounds-
for
it
go
We're in.
for
We need to make a
go-
field trip
Yeah, I
of it,
know.
Go-
for sure.
Totally
go there at twilight, and
Dude.
you can get it's beautiful the way that the sun sets over there. We actually sat up and watched the moon rise.
Wow.
At
Nice.
12:15,
And
the
the
moon
dead.
rise was beautiful as well.
That's cool.
Got the what?
So-
The dead rise.
The moonrise and the dead
moonrise and
rise.
the dead rise. You know, because sometimes you need a moonrise, sometimes you just need to watch the dead.
Dead.
Rise. So anyway, thank you all very much for listening. All of that will be cut. Thank you very much for listening to Fort Fritz. This is Minisode 21. Check out all the full episodes. Go back, listen to them again over and over and over. Listen to nothing else but Fort Fritz. Force your friends and your family to listen to Fort Fritz because Fort Fritz is the only thing you people need to listen to.
Okay,
Good
all right.
night, America.